Hello everyone and welcome to Medford Anywhere Learning TV. We're glad you're tuned in. We want to give a shout out to our friends at Southern Oregon PBS, KTVL, KDRV, and the Dove Network. Thank you for hosting us on your station. In the Medford School District, we have one shared vision, and that we believe that all are learning, and learning is for all. And what better place to do that than right here on Medford Anywhere Learning TV.
Welcome to Medford Anywhere Learning TV. We are delighted to return today for a show about singing. We are going to showcase the talents of 3 of our singers from Medford area high schools. All 3 of these great singers qualified at their league festival by winning their vocal category, and they will represent Southern Oregon in a state solo championship festival next week. We hope that their performances and interviews today will encourage you to continue singing in a choir and maybe even pursue solo singing. I'd like to introduce our cast of singers and the cast of the show. First singer will be Alexa Ehrlich, followed by Isaiah Wright, and then CAMRYN Sides. And our clinician, master clinician of the day, is Miss Kim Robison. She is the vocal instructor at McLoughlin Middle School. And on the piano will be myself, Andrea Brock. I teach at South Medford High School. And my dear colleague, Pam Nordquist. She also teaches at South Medford High School. Thanks for tuning in.
Je veux vivre dans ce rêve qui m'enivre ce jour encore douce flamme. Je te garde dans mon âme, mon trésor. Je veux vivre dans ce rêve qui m'enivre ce jour encore douce flamme. Je te garde dans mon trésor. Si tu brisses de jeunesse, ne dois hélas qu'un jour revenir le gloire à le corset d'un amour inabonné. Je veux vivre dans ce rêve qui m'enivre longtemps encore douce flamme. Je te garde dans mon trésor. Hi, my name is Kim Robison, and I am the choir teacher at McLoughlin Middle School, and I am here today to work as a clinician with these amazing singers. Alexa, wow. Wow, wow, wow. What an amazing, beautiful gift that you have. I can tell that you have worked long and hard as a singer, that this didn't just magically happen one morning, but has taken a lot of work and preparation on your part. Am I right on that?
Yes.
Beautiful singing, so beautiful. When a singer is somebody who can sing high and fast, that's called coloratura. And Alexa did a lot of that and did it amazingly well. And so that's something that singers can learn to do, and it's an amazing gift that she also has. So my job today is to talk about things that Alexa has done well, and to also go into some things that we could work to improve. So we're going to start in the middle of the song. Andrea, this will be page 256, measure 79. And we're going to talk about, Alexa, as you sing, it's an octave leap. An octave is a big jump in singing, and it's hard to sing both notes in an octave leap, a high note and a low note. But both notes are equally important, and one is long and one is short. So will you give just a little more weight to that lower note? It's short and it's low, and give it just a little more sound to it, and let's see how that sounds when you do that.
Okay.
C'est vrai, c'est déchaîné, ce nodo hélas qu'un jour, puis l'or, le plomb dans le corset de l'amour. Yeah, beautiful. When you give it just a little more weight in that bottom note, it brings it out and makes it sound equal between your upper range and your lower range. Beautiful, beautiful singing. Another part I want to talk about is the top of page 258. Now, as singers, we are looking for something called a legato line. Legato means smooth and connected, and a smooth connected line is a legato line. And that's a really important thing for singers in order to communicate what it is they're saying. So let's look at the top of 258 on the poco meno allegro, that part. Will you sing all the way through each note? Have them, I like to say, smush into each other. That's a very technical term. Smush them into each other, and sing all the way through that line and really connect that nice connected legato line. Will you start there? Good. When you go to the respire, will you sing as you come down off that high note? Give that next note lots of connection out of the high note and back up. Okay, lots of connection there. Respire. 144. Pick up. So 144. Yeah, don't back off of it. Yeah, sing all the way through that line. Yeah, all the way through. Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. Can you feel the difference?
Yeah.
So how does that feel different for you?
It just feels like I'm moving my airstream more, like, keeping it more connected.
Mm-hmm.
And it just sounds more powerful, I guess, too. Like you have more air and support.
Mm-hmm. Did it feel easier to sing that way?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, and that's singers, while singing is a ton of hard work, when done really well, it sounds really easy. And you could hear the difference in that. If you didn't notice it, back it up and listen again, and you'll hear a big difference in that sound as she sings all the way through each note and makes each note really important. It's just like each of us are really important. Every single note, short, big, high, low, all are important and need that appropriate stress in order to make sense in the song. Beautiful singing. Really, really so nice.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a few questions while I have you here?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me, what are your plans for the future?
Well, I'm going to college at Southern Oregon University, and I received a scholarship there. So I went and auditioned kind of like this setting here, sang a song, got some critique, and a couple other kids came too, and they decided who would receive the scholarship, and I was awarded it.
That is amazing. So singing is helping to pay for your college?
Yes, it's a good way to earn some money.
Yeah, it really is. That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. When did you start singing?
I've been singing for about 7 or 8 years. I mean, even since I was a little kid, but I've taken private voice lessons for many years and it's paid off. At first, I was like, I don't really want to do this and it's so much work, but it pays off, so keep singing.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today, and you sound beautiful. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Andrea, right? I'm from South Medford High School, and I sing in chamber choir and e-choir at South. The piece I'll be singing today is Money-O by McLoughlin. And about the song is about a poem about him like trying to get money, I guess, in a way. And it's about a loved one, I think. So... When I had money, money-o, I knew no joy till I went poor. For many a false man as a friend came knocking all day at my door. Then felt I like a child that holds a trumpet that it must not blow because a man is dead. I dare not speak to let this false world know. Much have I thought of life and see how poor men's hearts are ever lied, and how their wives do hum like bees about their work from morn till night. So when I hear these poor ones laugh and see the rich ones coldly frown, poor men think I need not go up so much as rich men should come down. When I had money, money-o, I knew no joy till I went poor. For many a false man as a friend came knocking all day at my door. All day at my door.
Hi, I'm back. And as you can see, we are socially distanced because it's important to us at the Medford School District to always be safe and follow the rules. Isaiah, that was some really amazing singing. You have such a big, huge, low voice. I'm sure our viewers were like, whoa, especially at the end when you hit that nice, big, long, low voice, really full. That was just awesome. I loved it.
Thank you.
Really, really beautiful singing. Isaiah is a bass. Bass is the lowest male singer that we have, and you can hear that even in just when he speaks, how low his voice is when he speaks. It's a really cool thing to be a bass. So we're so glad to have you here today. Let's go to the end of the song. If we can start at the end, I want to talk about your vowel sounds. So as singers, we need to we move our mouths differently when we sing than we do when we speak. When we speak, our vowels tend to be a little bit wide and kind of smiley. And as singers, they need to be really tall and really warm sounding. And that really helps us to create a warm, it's called a resonant sound. That's like where there's a lot of ring and where the sound sounds really alive. So let's go to the end of the song and let's start for many a false man as a friend. Can we start there?
Yep.
I want you to think about keeping that space really tall inside your mouth, not only tall outside, but tall on the inside of your mouth, okay?
For many a false man as a friend came knocking all day at my door. All day at my door.
Yeah. Much improved. When you do all day at my. Will you put more ah in that vowel there? And then door, nice and tall and open. Do that one more time. For many a false.
For many a false man as a friend came knocking all day at my door. All day at my door.
Yeah, could you feel a difference in that? How did it feel different to you?
I had more control over my breath and airflow went through, and I had more space to like breathe and actually get the vowel sound.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. As a singer, running out of breath is a scary, scary thing, right? That's something that we're managing all the time is our breath. Beautiful. Will you start at the beginning now? And give us those same beautiful warm vowels as you sing that beginning. When I had money. Okay, here we go.
When I had money, oh.
Good. I'm going to add one more thing to it. Will you put a little puff of air before the W? When I, and what that does, that's a weird singer thing that we do sometimes, but that puff of air will warm up the voice and get the voice started so that when the vowel sound starts, it's really big and amazing already. Okay, go ahead.
When I had money, oh, I knew no joy till I went poor.
Good. Now when you do I knew, will you give me a tall ah in the I sound every time? Yep, go again. From the beginning. When
I...
And then give me... Here we go, ready?
When I had money, oh, I knew no joy till I went poor. For many a false man as a friend came knocking all day at my door.
Yes, Isaiah, that is amazing. It's amazing the difference that it made in the sound that we had. Much fuller, warmer, richer sound. Beautiful singing.
Thank you.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes.
Okay. What made you decide to start singing?
But like the reason why I want to sing is because I want to show off my talents and share my talents with other people and get closer to people and like in a choir. Because like to me, choir is like a family and like a huge community. Once you have like choir friends, and then you're set. You have a huge family no matter what.
I could not agree more. It is. And it gives you connection when sometimes not all of us have connection in our families or in our homes. And when you can be part of something that is bigger than yourself, like a choir, there is a lot of power in that. I'm glad that you have realized that already so young. That's amazing. What are you doing next year? What are your plans?
I'm going to RCC, Road Community College, here for 2 years. And I'm gonna audition for the chamber choir. Keep singing with choir because once you stop singing, it's hard to go back to singing. So I'm going to do the chamber choir for 2 years, and then I'm going to transfer to Portland State University for 4 years and study music and probably sing in their chamber choir as well.
That is amazing. Thank you so much for being here today. You are just amazing. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is CAMRYN and I go to South Medford High School and I'm a sophomore, and I'm going to be singing Florian's Song by Benjamin Goddard. If there's a shepherd in your parish, a shepherd charming, good and kind, to whom at once your heart's inclined, whom longer none still more you cherish, is my love, give him to me, I have his heart, my faith has he. Our echoing woods his song repeating, charmed by his voice that sweet complains, and to his pipes melodious strains the hearts of maidens set a-beating. Oh, when 'tis he, give him to me, I have his heart, my shepherd gives with kindly words the little lamb in its mother. Oh, and 'tis he, give him to me. I have his heart. My faith has he.
Cameron, what beautiful singing you are doing. Now, you're a sophomore, is that right?
Yes, I'm a sophomore.
All right. Audience, this is an amazing voice. For as young as this girl is, you have a long and beautiful singing career ahead of you. Such warm, full sound already. That is amazing. I really, really enjoyed your singing today.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to start let's start at and do his pipes melodious strains. And one of the things that's important as a singer is we want to create a sense of movement as we sing. And one of the ways that we can do that is by emphasizing certain, like giving extra emphasis to certain notes and backing off a little bit off of other notes. And that kind of helps to give us that dancing feeling. So will you do, and do his pipes melodious strains, the hearts of maidens set a beating. Will you do that part?
Yeah.
And give a little extra emphasis to that downbeat. Downbeat is the first beat of every measure.
And to his pipes melodious strains, the hearts of maidens set a beating. Oh,
Yeah. So good. The top of that is so beautiful. Now, as you sing through, you're doing a great job crescendoing, which means to get louder. Will you start that crescendo slightly earlier?
And to his pipes melodious strains, the hearts of maidens set a beating. Oh, and 'tis he.
Yeah. Oh, and you already did the next thing I was going to talk about was singing all the way through that last long note on beating. Oh, then
Yes.
does, and so sing, and sometimes what will happen with singers is when they're going to take a breath, a singer will be like, I'm going to take a breath. And they kind of go, the sound kind of dies away before the breath. You've had that happen before, right?
Yes,
I know
of
I
course.
have.
All the time.
So sing all the way through because that crescendo keeps going. Even if you take a breath, that the feeling of the crescendo continues. Will you do that one more time and sing all the way through that beating breath? Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right, here we go. And do.
Okay.
And to his pipes melodious strains, the hearts of maidens set a beating. Oh, and 'tis he, give him to me.
Yes, that is. Did it feel different to you?
Yes, it did.
So what about it felt different to you, or how did it feel different?
It just felt like it was leading up to be more powerful instead of just like kind of and then being more powerful. It was like it actually felt like it had more meaning to it.
Yeah, it changes the meaning of the line for sure.
Mhm.
The other thing that I felt like it did as a listener is instead of suddenly having to sing loud, because you grew into it, it was much more powerful.
Mhm.
The sound was much more powerful and more grounded and kind of to it. Really, really, really beautiful. Good. Let's go from the beginning one.
All right.
If there's a shepherd in your parish.
Yeah, when you sing parish, will you smush those? Remember we talked about smushing earlier?
Yeah.
Will you smush those together?
If there's a shepherd in your parish, a shepherd charming, good and kind.
Good. And so we're gonna, I like, these are a whole bunch of eighth notes all in a row, which can get a little same. Will you give me a little more of that text stress? And
Yes.
I'm gonna let you choose where to do it because you're a very intuitive musician. You know where that heavy and light should feel. Will you start from the beginning again?
Yes.
And, I'm gonna add one more thing to it. With singers, not a lot of times, 100% of the time you have to think about 22 things at once. We call it the 10 track. So we're adding this to your 10 track of things that you're thinking about. Will you really, even though it's light, will you connect the sound a little bit more? A shepherd charming, good and kind, so that it has a little more connection in between the notes. Go from the beginning.
All right, okay. If there's a shepherd in your parish, a shepherd charming, good and kind.
So beautiful, so beautiful. Could you feel the difference?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I felt like I'm going to ask you, I'll ask you first. How did you feel about it? Then I'll tell you how I felt about it.
I just felt like it had more feelings into it, and it felt more passionate, I guess.
Yes,
yeah,
that's what
definitely.
I felt from you too, is I felt like you were really communicating what was happening in the song.
Yes.
CAMRYN, beautiful singing.
Thank you.
And CAMRYN was the winner of the alto division, which is, I mean, amazing. I'm so proud that you are representing Medford. Good luck next week.
Thank you so much.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course.
All right. What is your favorite thing about singing?
My favorite thing about singing is it makes me forget about basically everything that's happening in my life, because I have a lot of troubles at home and just a lot of things that have just been going on with my life, and singing just helps me release all that stress and just makes me feel so good and makes me feel like I'm heard in the world. So yeah.
CAMRYN, that is beautiful, and thank you for sharing that. That's a really personal thing to share, and I love what you said about how it helps you work through the things that are going on. Singing can be a great way. Music in general is a great way, a safe way to work through some of those feelings that can feel a little overwhelming or scary.
You definitely feel really included when you're doing it in a choir or even alone. Like, it just feels so amazing to do.
Yeah, thank you. I couldn't agree more. That's why I love choir as well. I love that sense of connection. And I think you do an amazing job of connecting with your audience. As your audience member today, I could feel that connection from you. And that comes from a place of being willing to put yourself into the music, which is hard to do and is a really brave thing to do. So I commend you with that. Thank you for being here today. Beautiful singing.
Yes, of course. Thank you too.
We are so glad that you could join us today for this special edition of Medford Anywhere Learning to hear the beautiful voices of some of our students here in Medford. Now, these three people who you heard today, plus about 4 or 5 more will be adding their voices to the state championship this next week. We wish them the very best as they videotape themselves performing and submit it to our state. Now, for the rest of you, we are so delighted that you could join us, and we hope that maybe you picked up a tip or two. The most important thing is to keep singing, to sing your heart out. As you heard, it comes from the heart. It's something that you can do to develop your own skills. It helps you find a group of friends that you can stay with through your middle school and high school and maybe your college years as well. We really miss our students right now, as all teachers do. So we want to say hello to all of them out there. And if you have a student in your home who loves to sing and who really enjoys just making music with friends and doing that, please encourage them to be part of their music program in our school district. We have fantastic bands, orchestras, and especially choirs. So we'd love for all kids to sing in our choir program at either one of the high schools or the middle schools. And in elementary school, they can be singing in the Rogue Valley Youth Choruses. They can sing with Oregon at the Oregon Conservatory of Performing Arts. There are just so many opportunities for students in our valley, and we're very fortunate to have that. So please encourage your students, your kids at home, to keep singing and to sign up for choir, band, or orchestra in their schools for the next year. Thank you so much for tuning in with us today.
Thanks for tuning in to Medford Anywhere Learning TV. Medford School District is a place where all are learning, and learning is for all.